Hello, future millionaire. What you are seeing right now is the day after the auction. I came here yesterday for the auction of this house, and I documented the entire auction. And the reason I came here now today is I want to showcase something, and I want to explain to everybody why I make so many real estate videos in a channel that's dedicated to Bitcoin Cash. I'll explain in a minute, so stay on with me. First of all, I want you to look at the house from the outside without looking inside. This is a single-story house, very simple home. I'm not entering their space. I'm still on the council land, so I'm not violating any privacy issues. It's a very, very simple house. The land was sold for 700-something thousand, and then the house itself, I think construction cost is less than 500,000, probably even 350 for all you know. It's a very, very simple house. This house in the normal market shouldn't be selling for more than 2 million. It should be actually slightly less, 1.7, 1.8. But now it's selling for, just sold yesterday for 2.875, I think. Yes. So why I'm making real estate videos? What I'm really doing is trying to showcase to the people the valuation difference between real estate and crypto, particularly Bitcoin Cash. Now, all the Bitcoin Cash in the world combined currently is worth only $12 billion, or around 15 billion Australian dollar. However, in Australia alone, there are around 10 trillion to 11 trillion dollar worth of real estate right now. So the person who sold this property has just received $2.8 million in the next 30 to 60 days. I want to showcase to people that one house like this is able to buy a huge chunk of the Bitcoin Cash network, and in the process increase the market valuation of Bitcoin Cash probably by 1% or 2% if you put $3 million into that on the cash market. So imagine if I can use my video to convince people who are, most of the assets in Australia are held in real estate. If I can convince them not to put all the asset value into real estate, instead take some of the money out, even just 5% or 10% of Australian real estate investments gets out of the Australian real estate investments, goes into Bitcoin Cash network, that alone will guarantee you that Bitcoin Cash will go up between 10x to 100x, just based on that alone. So you have to understand that for me, a single person, it's impossible for me to convince anybody to say, you must sell your real estate, buy Bitcoin Cash. No. What I want you to show you is in real world scenario, right now the market in real estate in Australia is at all-time high. So whoever's selling right now is selling their real estate holding at the all-time high valuation. The probability you are at the top at all-time high is a lot closer than at the bottom, right? Let's assume that. That's usually logical. Remember, investment idea is all about buying low, selling high. When are you buying low? Let me give you an example. I'm a very, very good real estate investor. I bought many houses in my life. I never even take a bank loan before for houses. I'm still the record holder for the lowest price I ever paid for a land and house, brand new one on Sovereign Island, one of the most expensive location on the Gold Coast. I paid $1 million for that. That house is much better than this. Land is much better than this, and location much better than this, and yet I paid only $1 million. That's because back then the market was not good. You want to buy low, sell high. Now the market is high for this, but is low for Bitcoin Cash. So the logical decision for everybody should be selling your Australian real estate or your local real estate in any other country, but Australia is a prime example for that. I just stick to Australia. If you're an Australian investor, you should seriously consider selling your real estate and use one part of that money, not everything, but one big part of the money, maybe 10%, 15%. If you are risk averse, if you are friendly towards risk taking, 50% of your real estate money should go into Bitcoin Cash. And in the process, you're going to make life-changing money for you, for your loved ones, for the world, for the society, and everything else. Thinking about it, just in Australia alone, there are 10 trillion to 15 trillion dollar, depends which category do you measure, real estate available in Australia. But whole world combined, there's only about 12 billion worth of Bitcoin Cash at the current market cap. But if someone put in a market order and say, I want to buy all the Bitcoin Cash in the world, of course the price will absolutely explode like crazy. So just remember, Bitcoin Cash and real estate title is one and the same, particularly here in Australia. Tax rights is the same, legal status is the same, everything else is the same, but the difference is you cannot sell 1/4 of the title for this real estate. Either you sell the whole thing or sell to nobody. But in Bitcoin Cash, if I put $2.875 million in Bitcoin Cash, I can take my leisurely pace, slowly buy, slowly sell, anytime get in, anytime get out, plenty of liquidity, worldwide liquidity about $8.5 billion US, Bitcoin Cash liquidity a day. So in Australia, I would assume at least there is a $1 to $2 million a day on the low side. On the high side, $10 million a day liquidity in Australian market. So it is not that difficult to get in if you're early stage. But now imagine enough people watch my video. They realize I'm correct. And those people all wants to do the same thing. Imagine 10% of real estate owners in Australia decides to sell the real estate and convert 10% of that money into Bitcoin Cash. That represents 1% of Australian real estate asset value, which is, let's say at least 10 trillion. 1% of that, that's what? 100 billion? Yeah, $100 billion goes straight into Bitcoin Cash. If that happens, you know what will happen to the price of Bitcoin Cash? It will go straight away to trillions on the spot. So I'm just talking about Australian situation. So when I emphasize the reality as it is, then you suddenly realize, oh, wait a minute. If only Australian investors in real estate put part of the money into Bitcoin Cash, which is also categorized as real estate, then we are looking at a $1 billion business opportunity right there. So I want anybody who is watching this video, use the brain, think through about it. What are the opportunities here? What are the opportunities here? This is like internet 1991, 92. What are the opportunities on the internet before Amazon was created? Think about it. I'm giving you away, I'm completely give you business ideas, opportunity ideas, investment ideas, lifestyle ideas, 20 years ahead of time. This is time travel for you. This is 20 years ahead. So if you think through about this video, think through what you can do here, you could be looking at $100 million business opportunity somewhere on the Bitcoin Cash network. And to emphasize that, I want to attach to this video a clip that I just made with my friend Brandon, who I'm going to travel to Northern Queensland very soon, maybe in the next few days. But you want to see that even someone like that, he's new to Bitcoin Cash because he's so smart and he's an Earth Angel style of person, the personality wise, and he's a very, very intelligent person of all things. He understands there's a great opportunity. So even he does not have $100 million right now, but he already understood there's a $100 million business opportunity for him somewhere in the Bitcoin Cash network. So Brandon, when you're watching this is time travel. We made our video that people are going to watch second, but we actually made that video first. Then I come here to make this video. And everyone else like Brandon, who own real estate, who wants to have a business opportunity or investment opportunity, look at this surrounding. This is a very simple house. Look at that. Very, very simple house. With that opportunity, the guy who sold this house, if you put everything into Bitcoin Cash in 2 or 3 years time, that's a 10x. That's a $30 million business opportunity right here. All he has to do is turn that house money into Bitcoin Cash and sit for 3 years. Then he has $30 million to $40 million in his account. This is very simple proposal. There's no complication involved. Literally any idiot can do that. Because it's so simple, so easy, so transparent, I truly believe everyone would be doing this. And the trigger point is when people who are visible like me and Brandon starting to make millions and millions a day in our Bitcoin Cash network asset value, then people wake up, then everyone will rush to sell the real estate for Bitcoin Cash. Okay, thank you very much for watching this section. Please continue watching the clip between me and Brandon at the breakfast morning time, and it's amazing opportunity. And I hope this video explains to everybody why I'm making so many real estate videos. It's not because I want to show off, it's because I want to invite and entice the people who own the 10 to 15 trillion dollar asset value in Australia to participate in our network, the Bitcoin Cash network. That is my true intention. Any intelligent investor will understand my argumentation. Any intelligent investor will do the homework, and they will come to the inescapable conclusion that they have to put at least a percentage of their net worth out of the real estate into Bitcoin Cash. If I could have achieved that with just one person alone, this video would have served its purpose. Okay, thank you very much. See you in the next one. Keep watching. Bye. Hello, future millionaire. We're here with Brandon, and we were just in a discussion about the usage case of Bitcoin Cash, and then he started talking about his most recent experience sending money back home to South Africa.
Yes.
Please tell me what's going on.
Well, basically, I was just in the process of sending some home back to South Africa, and I just realized how ridiculous the process is to send from a banking system here to another country. It just took so many days, and there were so many forms involved, and I'm like, what type of system are we living in? It's almost a system that is 100 years old, and I couldn't believe it. But in that point in time, when all this was happening, I was considering how easy it is to send Bitcoin Cash overseas. A system that we have there already, that I feel is just going to revolutionize our industry, man.
Yes.
So it was first of all, very disappointing and a ridiculous time, but also a very exciting time for me when I realized the potential and what we have with Bitcoin Cash and crypto in general.
Oh yeah, absolutely true. And I was just explaining to Brandon here that the Bitcoin Cash network was used not just for transactional value, but also for validation purposes for any kind of ledger. And therefore, the step one of the replacement of the banking system is the job of Bitcoin Cash. This is the reason I always talk about Bitcoin Cash as a $100 trillion to $200 trillion market value potential.
200 trillion.
200 trillion.
Wow.
Because think about the cash market worldwide.
Yes.
How big is the cash market
That's
worldwide?
right, yeah.
How much cash is sent every day back and forth between the banks? Once you use Bitcoin Cash, actually banks are obsolete.
Yes.
Why would you still need a bank?
Yeah.
When did we use
Banks
the bank?
sound obsolete sounds a good idea for me.
Exactly. Think about this way. When we went to jewelry store, talk with Darren about it.
Yes.
Did he use the bank to receive those Bitcoin Cash? No, he didn't. He would never need a bank. It's not necessary.
Wow.
So therefore, imagine the valuation of all the banks in the world combined replaced with the Bitcoin Cash valuation.
Yes.
So this is a $100 trillion to $200 trillion opportunity.
Yes.
And right now we're only at 10 to 12 billion. So from 10
What
billion,
an opportunity.
Yes, from 10 billion to 100 trillion, that's 1,000x, isn't it?
Yes.
I think at least. My math is terrible, by the way.
I might have to change from 100 million to 1 billion.
Well, that is if you buy enough Bitcoin Cash.
Yes.
I don't know how much Bitcoin Cash you can buy today, but to get to $1 trillion is not that easy.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more modest. If I can get to my first 10 billion, it's good enough. Yeah, sorry. But there'll be other people like Satoshi Nakamoto who will be a trillionaire. I predict hereby that the first trillionaire in the world will be Satoshi Nakamoto because he owns 1.1 million Bitcoin Cash. So if one Bitcoin Cash goes to 1 million, that is 1 trillion. He has 1.1 million Bitcoin Cash. He is the largest holder of Bitcoin Cash in the world, the inventor of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. So on this behalf, I want to dedicate this video to Satoshi. Yeah, we don't know who he is. That's the only thing.
His nature, huh?
Yeah, his nature, but who he is represented in the vessel form, we don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but one day he will come out, probably split his coin, sell everything else, and keep his Bitcoin Cash, and laugh all the way to the bank.
He will. But thank you for what he's done.
Yes, thank you, Satoshi, for what you have done for us. We are really appreciative of what you have for us. All right, see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right.